So, welcome back to Fast Biz Talks. Today I'm joined by Rebecca Herbert, Head of GTM and Executive Headhunter at Certus Recruitment Group. Rebecca brings more than 18 years in sales, marketing, GTM Tech, and digital recruitment. And she's done it on both sides, agency and in-house, building GTM functions for global tech startups from the first boots on the ground all the way through post-IPO scale. Rebecca is known for market mapping, competitor intelligence, and proactively headhunting the rare, high-impact talent most companies can't reach, the elusive purple unicorn. She integrates tightly with the client teams to craft hiring strategies, not just to fill roles, but to build high-performing GTM engines. We'll dig into GTM insights for the US tech startup, and especially SaaS, hiring techniques and trends, and Rebecca's hands-on approach and executive headhunting that consistently delivers. So, Rebecca, welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So, for those meeting you for the first time, I would like that you give us quick overview. What do you focus on at Certus, and how do you partner with founders and GTM leaders from first hires to post IPO scale?
Sure. So my background, like you mentioned, 18 years in recruitment, always across that sales and marketing to the go-to-market space, partnering with tech startups right through to pre and post IPO. So any kind of tech unicorn, and then also Series A or first legs on the ground as well. I am originally a country girl from Australia, if you can't tell from the accent, and I moved to Austin. I lived in Sydney for quite some time in Australia, and then I moved to Austin about 5 to 6 months ago, and joined Certus Recruitment.
That's a great to hear. So, can you please walk us through a typical engagement, like market mapping, competitor targeting, proactive outreach to passive candidates? How does your process actually work end to end?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about Certus and what we do, so that will kind of, I guess, move into our process. So we're a specialized tech recruitment agency. So we operate in the UK, US, and Australia. We focus on all things go-to-market, so sales and marketing tech, hiring roles across permanent and the contract space. So our success comes from deep industry expertise. So we have fast delivery, a high quality candidate network, and we believe that we have really strong company values too. So with our global reach, it's about a 96.8% placement success rate. So we're well known for reliable, results driven, excellent client service. Our approach to, I guess, mapping the market and responding to a brief with a client is we really look to add ourselves to be a HR extension, or that extension of the talent team. We partner with the client, and we will take a brief, map the market. Of course, we put up an advertisement to try to capture some talent, but most of our work is really trying to find those passively looking candidates in the market. The good candidates are in good jobs, and it's about finding some real key golden nuggets that our clients will share with us to entice those candidates to come across. So we look at the hook, and then we try to get those candidates to speak to the client and share the opportunity with the candidate. The process is end-to-end recruitment. All of our consultants are 360, which means we proactively go to find a client. We also try to uncover job opportunities with that new client or an existing client, headhunt the candidate, and manage the recruitment process through that interview process. And then closing the deal and managing the contract and the offer with the candidate as well. So you could say that recruiters are still salespeople.
Yeah, I agree with you. But you mentioned like actually when we were talking for the first time, we also mentioned like SaaS companies and so on. So can you tell us who is the ideal company or hiring leader to partner with you? And what results do they typically see? Is that a speed, quality, candidate to hire ratios, like maybe some retention. So ideal client for you to partner up with, and what results do they typically
Yeah,
see?
sure. So our ideal client is a growing tech company, startup, scale up, unicorns, established companies that need to hire top talent across multiple locations like the UK, US, or Australia, because we have a presence in all three markets. I guess the major outcomes that clients can expect is fast, high quality shortlists from a vetted talent pool, access to passively looking candidates that others may have missed. Good candidates are in good jobs, so we're constantly talking to the market. Reduce time to hire through proactive sourcing, and ensuring that we're getting a strong cultural fit through really strong expert screening by our recruiters. We have that placement guarantees for peace of mind, and then scalable hiring support from one role to a whole full team build outs. So I guess in short, clients get efficient expert led hiring with a global reach and reliable results.
Great to hear that. And let's say if we are talking about, let's say, maybe how to rephrase that question, like for a startup entering or expanding like certain markets, not just US market, how do you sequence the early GTM hires? Like either it's SDRs, account executives, marketing, RevOps. And what common mistakes do you see, and how companies and you can avoid them?
Yeah, sure. So typically, one of the first hires would be a go to market account exec, or whether that be a mid market or enterprise, or it could be a first legs on the ground, like a country manager style. So a vice president to come in and really map the market and look at product led growth. Every single hire that is a founding member of the team will need to have really strong direct sales experience, because they'll be building out either the playbook or building out that client base from the ground up. Uh, Typically, after maybe one or two hires or three hires within that go-to-market founding AE type role, then you might bring on some BDRs or SDRs to support those candidates. Really depends on what kind of markets the account executives are specializing in.
Yeah, I
And of
see.
course, we need to make sure that the product's built and ready to go. So they may have the engineering team based here in the US, or they could be based in the likes of Ukraine or India, or sometimes as a startup wherever is the cheapest market. But more often than not, clients will or companies will try to bring everything in house into the US.
Yeah, I see. And this is something that I didn't prepare as a question, but since, as you already know, we are a software development company and we have a couple of our in-house products, and some of them are SaaS. In what typical phase those SaaS products needs to exist in order to start with looking for to hire some GTM roles, like of course, what we do always, our process is that we build some MVPs. Sometimes it's even like a clickable Figma prototype. Just giving an example. Sometimes it's application, right? A web or mobile or whatever. And then we take some beta testers, we get the feedback, we improve the product, and then we say, okay, now we are ready to roll this baby, right? So to go. So what do you think are some of the GTM roles needs to be added inside the team, even when you are building the product, or once you reach product market fit, or once you're in the beta testing phase? So, what's your thoughts about that?
So the first hire would always be at that direct sales account exec, and then you'd be fleshing out a team around, once you've got some revenue coming in, then you'd be fleshing out and building a team around the account executives. So you would end up bringing in, I guess, a customer success team, maybe an implementation team member. If it's an early stage founded business, we often see the founders leading that growth initially. They're very much hands-on in driving revenue, getting some cash in the door before they'll go for another capital raise and try to build out a sales team.
Yeah, I can agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. I also agree with you that especially in early stages, it should be founder-led sales. And somehow I always like to say between maybe 1 and 5 million, depend of who you are targeting, that needs to be driven by founder-led sales, right? And then later, when you show the traction, when you show the revenue, if you want to go to, I don't know, fundraising, then that's the time, maybe to consider, to set everything about the sales and so on and so on. But yeah, okay, thanks for sharing this. So I would like if you are able to share with us some current market insights. What are you seeing right now in the US go to MSaaS world?
Yeah, sure. So what's happening in the go-to-market SaaS world now is that there's no doubt that we're in a transformational moment for tech SaaS companies and go-to-market professionals. So while the industry is seeing some growing pains, slower growth rates, AI disruption and pricing model shifts, there's also an immense opportunity for companies and candidates willing to, I guess, evolve their skill sets. So what, I guess, where do we stand now? AI, as we all know, is rewriting. Oh, I can't even say that. AI, as we know, is rewriting the SaaS playbook. So AI native startups are gaining ground with faster, cheaper, more tailored tools. Traditional players are adapting fast, shifting from, I guess, the seat-based models to outcome-driven pricing and AI-powered workflows. So vertical SaaS is hiring. Well, vertical SaaS is having a breakout year. So platforms built for specific industries like healthcare, retail, or construction are scaling a lot faster than horizontal solutions. So niche is kind of the new scale, and product-led growth. So product-led growth and demand capture are defining modern go-to-market. So frictionless onboarding, freemium models, and value-first messaging are now table stakes. So go-to-market teams are getting smarter about intent-driven targeting and showing real business impact. You also see SaaS super apps are on the rise. So, looking at all-in-one platforms are gaining traction by solving the sprawl of disconnected tools and offering unified experiences for go-to-market, customer success, and more. So we also see that hiring is evolving, not disappearing. So yes, some companies are slowing down hiring, but there's still a strong demand for adaptable, data literate and emotionally intelligent go-to-market talent, especially in AI-enhanced roles. Remote first is the norm, and comp packages are getting more holistic. So what that means for companies, I guess, is businesses need to reevaluate their pricing models, double down on industry-specific solutions, and embrace product-led growth and super app strategies. And what that means from a candidate's perspective is to build hybrid go-to-market AI skills. Prioritize roles that offer flexibility, growth, and mission alignment, and lead with outcomes, not activities. So now is the time to realign, reimagine, and grow smarter.
Thanks for sharing all insights. I will just share one story on my end. At the beginning of this year, I was in UAE, in Dubai, and that Dubai is probably right now number one city for property development. So a lot of people are moving there. Property developers are growing constantly, and like a multi-billion dollar market over there. And I met with a guy who built complete AI sales product. So for real estate agents. So let's say if you're interested, or they are outreaching to the people. You just say import contacts with phone numbers, and they reach out to you, and then you have AI behind, some agents who talk natively with you on several different languages. And I was able to see even, like one agent almost closed the deal. And it was like completely like he was filled with all the data, with all the scripts, and then we even tried to disrupt the agent, with some silly questions and so on. And actually, the only thing that I believe that will be improved over the time, it's like that little delay, like maybe half of second before agent replies to your silly question or right question, right? So, but actually it was working. So he said that literally he can replace multiple real sales reps,
Mm.
like adding these AI agents who can help their company scales. And some companies inside UAE started using it in that beta. So we
Yes,
will
yeah.
see what will bring the future, especially with AI.
Yeah, we're seeing that in the recruitment staffing market as well. So, recruitment, our industry is moving towards greater automation, AI-driven candidate matching, and I guess remote first hiring. So, to stay ahead, we're always investing in smart recruitment tools ourselves and building strong talent networks. And I guess continuously adapting to emerging tech trends and skills in demand. So, recruiters, I guess if we're looking at AI, should only rely on AI for tasks that improve efficiency and reduce bias, such as your typical screening resumes for keywords and skills and experience, scheduling interviews automatically, and automating repetitive communication like follow-ups and reminders. However, it's still important to have those final decisions and interviews, and assessing soft skills or cultural fit should really remain human-led to ensure that fairness and there's that personal connection.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with you. You always need to have that personal connection with either candidate or partner, like employer, and so on. So it is important that at the end of the day, AI just should be, just extended arm to help you with some things and automate some things. But at the end of the day, people are working with people, right?
Yes.
So, I would like to know what you can recommend if we talk about assessment methods for GTM roles. Are there some kind of scorecards, maybe live role plays, maybe business cases, and how do you balance speed with signal quality and fairness?
Oh, I don't know how to answer this one. um,
Yeah, maybe it's hard, yeah, but like, well, let's maybe try to simplify that. Like, what assessment methods do you recommend for GTM roles? Like how you know that some candidates are really good and that at the end of the day that they are achieving all KPIs, that you set for them. How you evaluate them after the hiring, let's say, because I believe that even when you hire some GTM role and your partner or client is, let's say, satisfied. So I believe that you are still getting the feedback, what that roles, how they perform, and everything else, right? So, so
yes.
my question would be like assessments method before you identify them, assess them, recommend them to the client, and then you know how you do that follow-ups and see that they are fulfilling the role.
Yeah, sure. So when we're interviewing a candidate for a go-to-market role, it's really important that we investigate what quotas they've worked towards and what their attainment was. Maybe we'll review their W-2 and really dig deep to ensure that what they're sharing with us is the truth. and that they've hit those aggressive targets, and have had some great success in the past. We always look at what their conversion rate is as well. I think that's really important if you're looking at an enterprise type role, which typically has a longer sales cycle. Clients, when are seeing candidates, expect us to have done that homework. So when we're briefing the client, when we're sharing when we're sharing the candidate with the client, we share all this information that we've already uncovered, and the client can really focus on their cultural fit and their drive and some more soft skills around the candidate to ensure that they're the right person for the job.
Yeah, and let's say when they got employed, and after 3 months, 6 months, are you do any kind of the follow-ups with the client and even with the candidate, if every side respected each other, if they achieved some desired results and everything. Do you have some kind of the maybe, I don't know, framework for that?
Yes, sure. So depending on the client's probation period or guarantee period that we've agreed to when negotiating our contract and rules of engagement, we certainly stay very close to the candidate. We will touch base with the candidate typically prior to their start date on their first day to check in and make sure that everything is as it was promised, and then after maybe a week or 2 weeks, we'll check in again once they've got the wheels in motion, just to make sure that they're feeling that it's the right fit for them. We'll of course always speak to the client to try to get some feedback on how the candidate's adjusting and fitting into the role. My philosophy, I feel it's really important that you share feedback from both the candidate and both the client, so they're both to ensure they're both aligned and it's the relationship is working and that they're performing in the role. We do go towards that 1 month, 2 month, 3 month check-in, and once that candidate's completed their probation period, then essentially really it's up to the client to then maintain that relationship with the candidate. So we would step back.
I see. Thanks for sharing that. Well, the next question from my end will be something that I'm really interested in because I will just share a quick story and my own experience. So let's talk about the offers, and I'm interested to know, where do offers fall apart most often? And what's the best framework that you see as for compensation? Is it equity or just the money or like some kind of incentive, with the talents? And here is why I'm asking, I had several times case where I just try to negotiate with some GTM expert, and then usually my feeling as employer is, like they want to get everything, like I would like to have high salary. I would like to cover, to get a car, to get a phone, to get this, and that. Then they always ask us to, okay, change your landing page, change the color of this button. This material that you have is not good enough. So not just giving the salary. Of course, they are looking for some incentive, either it's profit share. Sometimes, not so often, it's equity stake inside the product that they are selling. And last but not least, not that we're just investing the money, but we also invest the time and money, on all different sides to try to cover, let's say, what they are looking from us.
Yes.
And I didn't find personally that kind of the framework that works, because like even if I have like 5 different candidates, all 5 people will ask for something different, and at the end of the day, I had a bad experience that they didn't achieve results that we set together. So from my perspective, it will just expands, not investment into them. So I know that you are working with top-notch talents, and I would just like to know what kind of, I don't know if it's the right term, framework, how you set for compensation, equity, incentive, and whatever, or something else, if you can share your part.
it can be an expensive mistake to make, especially if you're early stage startup. What I find for any kind of gun go-to-market player in the market is everybody wants them. So the speed to getting this candidate on board to an offer is really important, and you do need to compete against other startups in the industry. So salary, of course, is always important. It's right up there with oxygen. I guess a lot of the strong go-to-market candidates will be interested in equity. They'll want to have some skin in the game. If they believe in the business and the product and the direction that the business is going in, having some skin in the game is the real hook, line, and sinker. And again, I mean, our job is to screen and vet the candidates as much as we can to demonstrate that they have already had proven success before we present the candidate to you. So more often than not, you're getting a candidate that has demonstrated some really strong skills and has a strong background and eliminates the risk of them overselling themselves and then falling short on their targets set by the client.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And maybe that was my, I don't want to say mistake, but maybe a lesson learned. Maybe if I had some, let's say, agency that is expert in that, let's say like Certus and you, like maybe you guys can help me to do pre-selection, selection of the candidates. You already do all background check, as you said, that whatever they put inside their CV, somebody needs to check if that's true or not. And then maybe it will just save the time and money potentially. So thanks for sharing that. As I said, I just realized that for me personally, it was always hard to find. And then, I believe that founder-led sales until some point, and then, like try to invest more time and money to find a great candidate. So, just a quick question for you. Is there any quick client story that you can share with us, like which was like hard to fill role, how you approach the search and the impact that hire had on a pipeline, revenue, or next stage of the growth?
Sure. I think when a tech player is launching into a new market or perhaps like a new geography, that first founding go-to-market hire needs to come with deep contacts and deep industry knowledge and experience in order to build that pipeline very, very quickly. It is a race against time when there's that investment of cash into, I guess, launching into a new country, so to speak, to ensure that the dollars are coming through very, very quickly. So a specialist in that market, somebody who has deep networks and deep connections in order to get the business up and running in the new market.
Bravo, I completely agree with you, and that aligns. What I had conversation a couple of days ago, because like friend of mine, he also owns tech company, and now he built one of the products, SaaS products, and he said like he had a great friend who is at the same time last couple of years the best, let's say, salesman in insurance. Like he's selling insurance here. And
Right.
his business and product is completely opposite of the insurance. I say, okay, maybe that guy is a great salesman, but maybe he doesn't have a network or connections for the industry that you're building your own product. So I'd rather choose, that's at least my opinion, somebody who has a great network and connections in that industry where you're selling your products, right? It doesn't mean that if you sell great ice cream or insurance, you can say do a great sales with a SaaS product in, I don't know, some micro niche, right? So we had some arguing about all of that, and to the end of the day, I say, okay, I would like that you try and let me know about results. Maybe I will learn something from your experience, right? So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think once you've brought on a client or two from this person's network and you have some case studies to share, then you can afford with the next hires to bring on just pure hungry hunters that don't necessarily have the existing relationships. You'll have those case studies to leverage off, and then to open up new opportunities will just be for a real hunter to tackle the market.
Yeah, I agree. So, Rebecca, I have two more questions to go for you. I promise it's maybe easier than some some of the previous one. So, I know that you worked agency and in-house, and what principles guide how you partner with clients, and what do great hiring leaders do differently? Like maybe you can share some principles about what you learn. Maybe you can share some book or quote or your principles, about everything. So your point of view.
My, I guess, my, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry.
No worries.
My core value is transparency. I really believe throughout the recruitment process and partnering with clients and candidates, because they're both our clients, is to be transparent throughout the whole process. Clear feedback from the client, clear feedback from the candidate, setting a very clear strategy and process to ensure that everybody is up to speed and there's no hidden secrets. I see often recruiters fall short when they don't have control over the whole recruitment process, and there's no clear agenda set for both parties. So making sure that there's transparency in all that I do is really important. And our goal is to partner with our clients to continue that growth and have that repeat business and grow their business and I guess grow with them. So acting as more of a consultant rather than just a flick or stick recruiter. We don't just get a brief and recruit the role and say thank you, goodbye. It's really about investing in your business, understanding your pain points, for us to give you some market insights, what works, what doesn't work, to share our advice and experience in not just the industry that they're trying to break into, but how recruitment works and what they can expect, what the market's doing and what people are seeing, and then share that aftercare throughout the whole process with the client.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So last questions, but not least, for anyone who wants to compare maybe notes on GTM hiring or kick off a strategic search. So what's the best way to reach you and how to contact you?
I am very contactable on LinkedIn. It's my Bible. I'm on LinkedIn every day. I also am very flexible on text messaging. I'll have candidates or clients cold reach out on a text message, WhatsApp if they're in a different country. Email can often get, lost in the pile of emails that come through each day. So LinkedIn's a great tool, or text me through my mobile straight away. I'm pretty accessible, and I'm often available out of hours as well. Candidates are often focused on their 9-to-5 job before they are able to invest the time in interviewing and I guess presenting briefs or responding to a brief set for the client, I should say. So after hours is pretty flexible as well.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. We'll definitely put in the description of this video your LinkedIn profile, also the website of Certus Recruitment Group, and so people will be able to also your email if you want, and then let's people can start from there. So
Great.
Rebecca, thanks for the masterclass. You really blend of market intelligence, hands-on hand hunting, and operators lens is exactly what founders and GTM leaders need in this market. To
Great.
everyone listening, if you're building or scaling a GTM team and you are serious about quality over noise, reach out to Rebecca and the team at Certus Recruitment Group. Until next time, hire intentionally, move fast, and build teams that win. This was Fast Biz Talks, and see you soon with the new guests. Thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks a lot.